Alright, 59 Gaming, what's going on? It's your boy ZVG here from Gamepress, and today we're going to be talking about the Gamepress Dragon Ball Legends team tier list, and I'm joined by Goresh.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Ryuden.
What's up, everyone?
And now Zarachi.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, so this is going to be our second installment of the monthly series where we go over the team tier list and the character tier list, so make sure you guys stay tuned for those every month. Alright, so and as I said before, I do work for Gamepress, so I'm here to give insight on why we made some decisions, why some unit is placed here, why they aren't better than this, and so on and so forth. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, the first team, the only team in Z tier, really. I mean, this was a no-brainer. It's obviously Sun Family.
Wow.
I don't think we gotta... I don't think we have to explain why Sun Family is the best team in the game, but I'll let you guys talk about it if you want to.
I mean, I am blown away. Who else is shocked by this?
Zenkai Family?
Zenkai Family. Yeah,
You could actually change the name to that.
they're Z tier because they're Zenkai Family.
That's what Z tier's for, Zenkai.
I mean, not only does it have like the main protagonist of the game, so we knew it would be strong, but it's bolstered by the most impactful Zenkai units in terms of the ones that synergize super well together. Arguably, Androids is like right behind them, but they're still missing a couple critical elements, which edges out Son Family as the top team right now, for sure. Just based on Zenkai power alone, almost.
You know what's annoying is this is a repeat of what happened last year, where Sun Family kept getting a bunch of LFs, because like LFs were the staple. They were the strongest units in the game. And we were saying, why on earth is Sun Family getting so many LFs? They're just way too strong. It's a repeat of that, just with Zenkai, and I don't understand why they didn't just like see this coming. It's just funny how it's a repeat.
Yeah, well,
again.
it's funny because it's the same units. Like, it's literally just them back again round 2, right? Because they're getting Zenkai'd. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to the point where we just move past this, and then all these units are just going to be not as good anymore. Like, we need better units. I don't know.
That's going to be a terrifying meta.
Yeah.
The Sun Family isn't as good anymore. But yeah, that's...
If everyone's broken, no one's broken. That's the motto they're going with, it seems
It's like a meme, yeah.
Alright, so I think that's pretty much it for Sun Family in Z tier, the only team there. So yeah, let's move on. And the first team in S tier is, as Nazarachi mentioned before, androids. They're almost right. Like if androids had a blue unit, they would be Z tier, but because they don't have a blue unit, then they're not really up to par with like Sun Family. So they still have Zenkai 18, which is a menace.
Yeah,
Zenkai 16, which is a tank, and they have Red Tail, who has 2 lives. So those 3 together, they synergize so well. If they had a blue, they'd be Z tier for sure.
You know what's funny is it's probably not even just that. It's just the fact that like Cell, you mentioned being one of the staples, is just shut down just by Sun Family. just 2 anti-regen guys right there just shut down one of their core units.
Yeah, I also feel like, me personally, whenever I queue up into PvP, if I see like a Zenkai 18, I personally am more annoyed by that than if I queue into like a Sun Family team. Because it's just like, you get hit by a combo from 18, and you're so scared to switch because she gets the buff to card draw speed, and it's just like, what do you do? Like, there's no counterplay to getting comboed. Like, there's 0.
Oh, yeah.
You're punished for being defensive when defensive is your only choice.
That's a great analogy. Like, that is how 18 works. You get punished for playing defense. Oh my god. Nazarachi.
It doesn't help that they made her do everything too. Like what is this? Why is she just too good?
Naz, I think that I'm pretty sure that you're an Android main, I think.
Well,
or you use like Androids a lot.
They're the only characters that I have Z6, right? I mean, other than the Gohan and the Namek Goku, who are essentially free. But the Android 16, Android 18 are the only 2 characters that I invested in to get to Z6. Everyone else is Z1 or 2 or 3. And just because it is a very, very powerful team, maybe not as much now. They have some powerful competition. The lack of blue units does really hurt them. But like everyone had already mentioned, they just have a lot of tools at their disposal, which make them very good. Like, a lot of times we'll see teams that have a lot of damage. Like, GT is the prime example. Like, GT has tons of damage and tons of stuff to help them kill your enemies, be it like, paralysis, poisons, just damage buffs, ultimate arts. But they have nothing in terms of cover interruptions or super defensive, like Sin Shenron, I guess you could say, but he's very old at this point. But when you compare that to like androids or even Son Family, like not only are the characters offensive weapons, but they also have all these other tools at their disposal. And the androids is just really up there. Again, just you mentioned like 3 times now, their lack of blue unit is what their biggest downfall. And I don't honestly know if it's a situation where they need like a brand new blue unit, or if because they don't have too many options, period. They have the base form blue 13, and you have the blue android 18. Outside of that, there's not even too many options for them to get a powerful Zenkai blue. So I think they just need like a really good new blue unit to.
They have the free to play
role.
21 that could get a Zenkai as well, but I don't
Yeah.
know if they're ever going to bring her back. It's been so long.
That slants the whole team.
Yeah, she ain't coming
It pushes
back.
the whole team more towards a females build, in my opinion, if you do run that. But that would be an option also. But I think they just need a new, really good blue unit to fill that gap. I don't know. What about y'all?
Yeah,
No, that kind of nails it on the head. Sun Family is just more complete. They just do everything androids does,
better.
but better. And yeah,
And they just have more Zenkai units to have access to.
oh yeah.
that's the weakness. They just need one more Zenkai in their core lineup, and then they win.
Yeah. So I think we pretty much all agree that androids is like the second team behind Sun Family, right?
Yeah, just overwhelming synergy and access to powerful Zenkai units together. Like, undoubtedly, Fusions is going to take this slot once Fusions has more than 0 Zenkai units, right? There's 0 Fusion Zenkais. But as soon as there's like 2 or 3, 4 of them, I would expect
Z tier.
It just illustrates how these lists are always very fluid, and they're very narrow on like what's going on right now in the game, because a couple months down the road, this could be completely different. But for right now, just all the tools and Zenkai stuff they have access to, I definitely say puts them in the number 2 slot.
So the next team behind androids is actually Saiyans with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, LF Goku, and either Bardock or there's a lot of different Saiyan variations. You can have Kid Ku, Super Saiyan 3, and LF Goku. You can have Bardock, Super Saiyan 3, and LF Goku. So there's a lot of different, combination of Saiyan units that you can run on this team. So they're the third best team in the game on our tier list. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it makes sense where they are, just because they're a subset of something.
Yeah, it sounds like Super Saiyan 3 is like the main driving force behind them being so high up, right?
He is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he
It's
is.
also it's Saiyans, right? There's so many Saiyan characters in the series that they just have so many options. They're always going to be relevant, right?
Yeah, that is true as well. That they're always gonna be a top team in the game. So it's if you're free to play, just invest in Saiyans because they're always gonna be good.
One more thing to mention quickly about Saiyans is that a lot of times, well, at least the way that I like to build my teams, is I generally focus around 3 main fighters on a team. And then the other 3 are just dedicated bench units. But whereas for a team like Saiyans, or even Sun Family, you can also make this argument for, you bring 6 units, you can use all of those in a fight. Like, they're there, and you have the options to use, like, okay, do I want to use Super Saiyan 3 here? Do I want to use, I don't know, Zenkai Bardock here? Do I want to use Kid Goku? Like, a lot of times you bring Kid Goku and you don't use him every time. So it depends on what you're fighting, and that flexibility that the team has, I think, is a big strength that not a lot of other tags really have access to.
Yeah, it gives you way more options to like counterpick your enemy and color counter them like perfectly. Because there's 2 layers to color countering, like right, not only picking the perfect units, right, to match your opponent, but if you do the double whammy and you pick them in the perfect order, so that you start the match in color advantage, and then you win neutral, they swap, you can immediately keep railroading your swaps into always being in color advantage. Like, mastering both of those 2 things gives you a huge advantage in the fight. It's something that people don't really talk about too often.
Yeah, I think what Gur said about the fact that Saiyans can bring like 6 units, like that's one of the things that makes them one of the best teams in the game, because you never know which units are going to bring into a fight, right? Except like they don't really have a very good green right now, but we expect that to change with Zenkais being so frequent and everything. So in the future, if they get a green Zenkai, we could see them probably being in Z tier, probably, maybe, if there's a green Zenkai.
Oh, they're definitely going to be Z tier once you see a green Saiyan get a Zenkai. What
Yeah,
the-
Super
Hello,
Saiyan
Super Saiyan 3
Goku,
Goku.
No, the IT Goku. Everyone wants IT Goku to meme.
No,
Oh
no,
my
no, please.
God.
No,
no,
on it, don't.
No,
I hope
no,
they
no.
don't.
You're kicked
No,
out.
please.
You're
That would
kicked
ruin the
out.
Nas,
game.
please. Nas, please. No,
Yeah,
no.
that
Don't
ruins the
even-
game.
Not even. All right, so the next team we have right behind Saiyans is actually hybrids with the core of, I think it's Gohan, the Zenkai 7 Purple Gohan, and Goten. So the thing about these three is that you can switch hybrids and Saiyans, like they're interchangeable. Because Gohan is, we all know how Gohan is insane, and Goten just gives support as well. So Gohan gives support, Goten gives support, and then the Zenkai 7 Purple Gohan just deals raw damage. So you got just damage, like the team is just damaged, like across the board.
For Goten, you just to clarify, you mean the yellow one, right? Not the LF one.
Yeah. The yellow
okay,
one.
yeah, just wanted to clarify. So, yeah, I mean, hybrids was a tag where they were like, let's just release 20 hybrid units. Like that's literally what they were like. At one point, I think it was like a few months ago, they started doing that. Like LF Gohan, Zenkai Gohan, or Goten Trunks. We got the Transforming Ultimate Gohan. There was like Zenkai Future Trunks in the anniversary, like Zenkai Red. Like there's billions of different hybrids getting buffs and new units coming out. So once upon a time, this team was pretty bad. Like before the second year anniversary, this team was bad. Like not that much going on for them. They had like Gotenks who just came out before the anniversary of the Transforming Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, but they really didn't have much. And then since the anniversaries ended, they've just been like shotgunning units out for hybrids. So they were looking pretty good.
Yeah, like ZVG said, you could almost make the argument that just like Saiyans, or even you, Gresh, said the same thing. Like you could potentially have a team of all 6 units, and most all of them could be dangerous and be brought to battle. Like like the Tournament of Power Blue Gohan that a lot of people sleep on. Like they have access to every color and lots of powerful Zenkai units.
Because if we take a look at Puff's team, because Puff means hybrids, he has like Gohan, the Zenkai 7 FSK, he has Goten, Purple Zenkai 7 Gohan, he has Green Trunks, and Blue Ultimate Gohan. So their color wheel is perfect. Like they can bring in any unit and they'll just do well because the team is just that amazing.
They could have been, you know what? I feel like they could have been Z tier if Ultimate Gohan Strike Lock behaved just a little bit different. It feels like Fat Boos. I think that would have been all they needed.
Yeah, their main 2 colors which are lacking is blue and green because of Trunks and Gohan. But then other than that, the rest are pretty good, I would say. Pretty, and the support on the team is crazy. The damage and the tanking ability at the start with Gohan and his cover, and I think Goten has cover as well. So you kind of have like 2 mini tanks there, huge damage dealers, and support across the board. So
I think Yellow Goten is actually deceptively very tanky. Like even on neutral typing, if you're using like, I don't know, maybe you're using LF Namek Goku Zenkai 7, like he's able to tank hits from him like easily. So even though the team doesn't really have a dedicated tank, like him, Zenkai LF Gohan can tank really well. And even just the Zenkai 7 Purple Gohan, like he's not the best tank in the world, but being a Zenkai 7 unit, he can take a hit fairly well. So
yeah, and that's pretty much wrap it up for hybrids. And the last team in S tier is going to be God Ki with the core of UI Goku, Zenkai 7 Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Zenkai 7 Beerus. So Gresh, I'm pretty sure you used you used those 3 in a video today. I think.
Yeah.
Your 10. Yeah. So I'll let you talk about God Ki.
Yeah. So this goes back to sort of what we talked about on the individual sparking tier list, but Beerus, like, he's gonna fit on like every God Ki team ever moving forward. Like we're gonna see UI Goku fall off. We're gonna see Vegeta Blue fall off at some point. But Beerus, again, he provides something, at least one thing that like no other unit is able to replicate in the future, which is the ability to lock main abilities. That, in addition to the fact that he locks a regular arts card and his support capabilities, because you can have a unit like Vados that gives support, but guess what? Beerus is able to tank way better than her. He's also able to disrupt way better than she is. Sure, Vados. I think Vados. What does she lock? Strike cards on a special move or something, but.
No, she kills 2 cards.
Yeah, on Switch, and she destroys 2 cards. But like, I would argue that locking a main ability, I think it's actually for like 10 counts, which is very long. Like that is, when you use it well, that is like game changing. Like I gave this example in the last video we did, but if you're fighting like an LF Gohan who's like in 90% of the matches that we see right now, and he's the last man standing, just go into Beerus and his main ability is going to be locked. And like if you have a Gohan last man standing without his main ability, he's pretty much dead. Like. So there's a lot of utility that the Beerus can bring to the table that not many other units are able to bring, and that really pushes this team up. I feel like you could make the argument that without Beerus, this team would not be S tier. And I think, again, Vegeta Blue is still not as destructive as he was when he released, but he's still very good. And UI Goku in the right hands can be like the shining light on this team. Like, if you use him well, you can easily get like a 15-second to 20-second window of where he's just sitting there dodging everything, and stalling time for Vegeta Blue to come back in and reset his strike draws and whatever else he's doing. Maybe you give him a blue card, lock in the unit, just kill him, and act as like a sniper unit. But yeah, I feel like the team does work very well together, and I think that the center point of the team is Beerus still.
Yeah, I was gonna talk on that point too. Both Saiyans and Godki could go up a couple notches, just dependent on how well. Like going back to how we said UI Goku is really dependent on the person using him. These two could probably go up a couple notches, just dependent on how good the player is with the UI Goku, because he will be a staple on both.
I think the big thing is with Garki is that they're missing a good red unit, like a very good red unit. Because I think the only two red units they have is and a yellow. Oh my god, they're missing a yellow so bad. Other than Champa, like they have no other yellow. Their reds are honestly not that good. I mean, there's Rose and the Red Super Saiyan Goku, but like they aren't really on par with the current units in today's meta. So they're missing a red and more yellow options.
Yeah, the two most popular colors that I saw people wanting UI Goku to be were yellow and red for exactly those reasons. Like, yellow was a little bit lower than red on my list just because of the fact that Champa made like a huge comeback with the battle system update. But again, there's only one LF yellow unit in the game. That's Piccolo. Arguably the most irrelevant one. But yeah, I think red, if you take a look at the overall like roster of red units that belong to the God Key tag, like there really aren't that many options, and Rose is okay.
He doesn't make damage these days, but the red Super Saiyan
he's kind of been power crept. So
yeah, he's not bad, but he's just a notch below like every other top meta unit in the game.
Yep.
He needs some ramping up, and that's not
ideal.
Yeah.
All right, that pretty much concludes S tier. So as you said before, you could like change up these positions, and no one would really be upset. Like all these teams except for Androids. I mean, Androids, I think we all agree that they are the number one. But these two right here, you could like switch them up in any way you want.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Whatever.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what your character box looks like. If you as a person have one team out of these three that's more stacked than the others, then for you it's going to be a higher placement on the list than the others, right? So
yeah, and that pretty much concludes S tier. So we're going to the tier 1 now. So the first team in tier 1 is actually Future, and the reason for that is because Future is getting more limited with the units that they have, and the fact that their big bad Vegeta Blue isn't as good anymore. And other teams are just getting better than them. That's just the simple truth of the matter.
It's crazy how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, this dude was so confidently Z tier.
Future hasn't gotten any worse. Other stuff has just gotten better.
Getting better. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. They got knocked off the throne already.
Yeah, I think the only buffs the team has really gotten since Anniversary were Red Cell and Green Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think I don't think there's much discussion needed. In terms of tier 1, they kind of are the best ones.
This team has been consistent since second Anniversary, and not much has changed.
Yeah, they're still complete.
Yeah.
I expect that to change when more Zenkai universes start coming. I mean, Zenkai, that you never know what can happen if they get one.
Yeah, Zenkai with Green Rose.
Oh my god! All right,
I can see the red one getting it.
Yeah, that's possible.
Or even the red Zamasu, he could make a serious comeback.
Oh my! Get out!
No, don't. I don't want that.
Zenkai.
Oh, do you remember how terrible that regen meta was?
Zombie team where every unit had endurance.
That would actually be crazy. I think Zamasu is also Garki too. So you just slap him on Future, Garki,
and Regen. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, and dude, like people up until I just mentioned it, it sounded like y'all had pretty much forgotten about him. So.
Yep.
He could really make a splash if he made a comeback.
He does have the Sun fan. Was it hybrids?
I think it's hybrids and Sun fan. Oh my god, dude, his Zenkai would be like really good.
Yeah, for Godkey needing that red too, that'd be great.
There's two other candidates they could Zenkai. One is the yellow Future Gohan. And they could also Zenkai Mai, but I'm very terrified if they do that because Mai was like arguably like a top 3 best unit in the game when she came out.
Just for support alone. Just for support. Imagine that.
Support,
Yeah.
combo.
Just for support.
She had some really good unintentional disruption just with her pistols too. Like you could
Yeah.
never tell a tap blast from a yellow
You can
card.
barely see
The
that.
startup was identical for both of them.
Alright, and the next team in tier 1, Rival Universe, basically the paratroopers with Dispo, Jiren, and Topo. As I said in the unit tier list, I mean, Topo is the heart of this team, and Jiren is the engine. Right? He just does so much damage. Topo supports, tanks, locks in, reduces sub count, everything, and then Dispo is there to long combos and everything. So the 3 of them together, like, they're really, really good together. Like, they synergize so well and everything. But the bench, when you go up against this team, you know which 3 are going to be ran. And they have no counter to like UI Goku, except I think they have Champ on this team.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, do you slide in Dispo over Vados?
Honestly, I'm not even sure. Honestly, you run GGY with Jiren, Vados, and Champa.
Yeah,
but like Topo is like someone you would want to bring in a matchup.
it's really unfortunate. Well, not really unfortunate, but I guess disappointing in the way that they did the colors because
yeah, it really is.
Like I would argue that Vados, like the Pride Trooper team, just Topo, Dispo, and Jiren, like they're good, but I would argue over Dispo's role, I would much rather have a dedicated support unit like Vados. So if Vados was like any color but blue or green, I would probably put her as a main unit on this team over Dispo because that's what the team needs. Like a unit that's able to support and heal and reduce sub count, like that's perfect for what this team wants to do. But you want to run green, blue? Like I don't know if that's really a great setup.
Yeah.
So
it's hard because if Jiren was yellow or something, like you could run like Jiren, Topo, and then Vados, and that would be Vados with any team would be in. There would be S tier if Vados could be ran with this team consistently.
I was about to say that this team, I would say this team arguably is S tier, but it's very premium and also skill dependent. You know, when we were talking about earlier with characters like UI Goku, like because you are limited to a kind of a poor color wheel, like y'all had just mentioned. But if you're a more premium player and you have all the dogs, you have the Vados de Champa, you have all 3 of these units, you're all in the Red Star territory. I would say it is arguably S tier. It's just playing around the bad colors. But the characters like Jiren in a lot of cases doesn't care about a lot of purple units other than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Again, you have Topo. If you're very skillful at the game and very premium, I say this team is probably arguably S tier. But it also has a lot of potential for more unit. Like it is worse right now based on the bad color situation. But as time goes on, I expect that to change and this team to go places.
Yeah, they're still in their infancy. This is a tag with a monstrous amount of potential, really.
Yeah, and just it's like I said, all the units for this team basically have come out within the past like month and a half to 2 months, or like the last week, right? So it's very premium right now because, like Raiden said, it's so young. Like there hasn't been a lot of time for the average every player to get enough stars on all these characters, or to even assemble all of them in the first place. Like me. I'm missing 2 dogs. Like I don't have 2 of the dogs, and I don't have Topo. So
where's Basil in all this? Like we need to danger doping. Like where is that?
Yeah. Also, do you guys think that honestly? I think that you could like switch out Dispo for like someone like Bergamo if you have high enough stars, because Bergamo can tank at high stars, but like who's someone for the dogs really? So it's like yeah,
it was very premium. Like
yeah, so. I think that's pretty much it for Rival Universe. So the next team in tier 1 is Regeneration. And I think we all know why Regen is here. It's Sun Family. That's really it. Honestly. Yeah. Like if Sun Family didn't exist, like Regen would be like a top tier team again with Boo, DKP, and Cell. But like Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Gohan just destroy them completely. Like if you go up against Sun Family when you're using Regen, unless the player is absolutely terrible, you're not gonna win.
Like you gotta Rising Rush Gohan.
you gotta Regeneration arguably has like the same, if not better, access to like powerful Zenkai units than Androids does. But due to the fact, like you guys said, that a lot of the Saiyans, fusion units, and Son family have counter regen, and just they haven't been updated as regularly. They have more Zenkai units, very, very powerful ones than Androids, but they just don't have the same function in the team that Androids does. So they fall behind.
Their biggest issue is that they don't really have a blue. If they
Yeah.
Zenkai Baby, that
Dude,
would probably help out 2 tags.
If Bootangs was
and GT.
if Bootangs was good, bro, they butchered
It would have
Bootangs so
helped a
bad.
lot.
Wait, you don't think
They
Bootanks is
butchered
good?
Bootangs.
But I
so
could
bad.
see
No, he's bad. He's bad.
I could see Baby getting a Zenkai though, like GT and Regen getting a monstrous amount of help. He was the glue that helped them stick together.
I think that. What about that like blue Piccolo from like 7 million years ago?
Oh, the
Androids
Hellzone
one?
Grenade Piccolo?
Yeah,
He actually has bonus damage to androids, too.
yeah.
So, I mean, he was
I could see
an
it.
interesting character. He did a lot of damage to androids. Like,
I'm just seeing it as like if you want to have like a Zenkai that could be multi-purpose, not just one tag, just help out multiple. Because both GT and Regen need help. I bet GT's below Regen right now.
Yep, dude. GT's. Oh,
Wait, is that a new
has-
tag? What
GT
tag
is-
is that?
GT has tons of offensive
Yeah, it
power.
doesn't even exist.
Dude,
Nothing else.
they gave GT one banner and never again. Like the last,
Anniversary,
they had
right?
they had Baby Vegeta and like what was the other unit? Who came out with him again? I can't even remember who came
Shenron.
out with Baby Vegeta. Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah, they had those two, but they were bad. Oh my god. So yeah, they really got no. GT really needs Jesus right now. But
Yeah, and he's right there. Just give him a Zenkai, and guaranteed they go up several notches.
yeah, they
both
go
of
several
them.
notches.
Regen just really needs a strong blue. If you could deal with FSK, DKP can easily deal with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And then there you go. That's like a lot of people could argue that Regen could be higher because DKP gains 2 Dragon Balls for the Rising Rush. I mean, considering they're so, well, not so scarce, but decently scarce now to farm, I don't know. It could be a game changer right there.
All right, so the next unit in tier 1 is going to be females with Kefla, Android 18, and I think the other one is 21.
Blue Hercule,
Yeah,
right?
that's really odd. Oh my god. No, anyways, 21. Well, you could on Hercule on females, to be honest. Like,
We don't talk about
it's,
that.
Paralysis.
it's just for the
Okay.
ultimate cancer of the paralyzed into the 2 most oppressive strike damage units in the game, almost.
I mean, you are a girl
Yeah,
if you
but
run Hercule,
females-
so
said that.
yeah, makes sense.
but females suffer from the same fate that androids has, where they have no really good blue unit. And the fact that their main 3 is like not as good as android's main 3. Like 21 is not as good as she once was, and neither is Kefla, because especially now with UI Goku coming out, Kefla is not safe to run at all.
Yeah.
So like
Good.
their team has limited options.
It's just a hyper offensive team where it's like an all or nothing. You either start a combo and you just like ravage your opponent, or you get ravaged,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, especially if you're running all 3 females, they don't have any cover options, like no cover cuts, no cover saves, no real utility. So
I mean, 21 has the reduced sub count, but that's not enough at all.
yeah, I try not to use her defensively either, because her damage and defense are not really that comparable to anything these days. Like,
She's definitely showing her age now.
especially pre-transformed, she like tickles the enemies when she's not transformed.
All right, and the next team in tier 1 is Fusion Warriors with Vegeta Blue, Kefla, and Yellow Vegito. So this team has just fallen from grace. I mean, the biggest thing that affected this team
Grace.
was the huh?
Grace? Why are you putting them in a holy spot? Are you forgetting what
This
they
team was
did?
Oh, sorry, my
Memeable.
bad.
Like
My bad.
memeably OP for the longest time. This team.
Yeah, but like the Rise and Rush change, like I think Fusions was the Rise and Rush team. Like if you wanted to get your Rise and Rush fast, run Fusions. But now that they nerfed it, and the fact that Vegito Blue is not as good anymore, Kefla isn't as good anymore, Yellow Vegito, since Gohan got Zenkai, he's been DOA or whatever they call it. I think it's
Yeah,
DOA,
dead on
right?
arrival.
Yeah.
My
Whatever.
question that I
And,
have is, do you do you slot in EX Red Gogeta over Kefla now?
We started him over Yellow Vegeta.
Okay.
Right? So it would be Kefla, Vegeta Blue, and EX Gogeta. I forgot to mention that. But like with Kefla, with UI Goku coming out now and countering Kefla like that, I mean, it depends on who you want to run, really. Because God Key doesn't have a red unit. So if you're going up against God Key, you obviously don't bring Kefla, you bring Yellow Vegeta, Vegeta Blue, and EX Gogeta. But against any other team, you bring Kefla, Vegeta Blue, and EX Gogeta. So, yeah.
I think part of it is that they have no Zenkais, so you could make I see people making the argument that they would like to see Super Vegito get a Zenkai. So
yeah,
I mean,
honestly,
if they're gonna do it to anybody,
they don't have any Zenkai, so getting one wouldn't be all that too bad.
I still stand strong that my number one pick for this team would be Red Gogeta getting one, the original.
Yeah. I mean,
I
everyone loves
that
Gogeta.
Iconic.
Well, both of them are going to get it ideally, right? Red Gogeta is going to be the premium one, and then the purple Vegito is going to be use your rush medals, free to play, friendly, if you got them to 7 stars, which is the most unfree to play friendly thing in the entire world. But yeah, so I think both of them would be top candidates. Vegito obviously is the next like LF Zenkai. Well, not next as in the next one coming out, but like, you know, in the succession of how they've done it with Namek, Goku, and Gohan, and then Red Gogeta.
They are getting a Zenkai. Did you forget about
Gotenks?
But like, he's green.
No, well, depending on how good he is. I mean,
honestly, I don't see them like going up that much higher with him getting a Zenkai, to be honest. I mean, he'd have to be like broken levels to like.
He could get Kid Goku treatment. Kid Goku was a huge change. That dude shot up saying so many points.
Yeah.
He just did everything. It
almost
again.
might be better just for the Legends Road team than Fusions that go tanks, because they'll have 4 powerful Zenkais now. I mean, 3.
Okay, that's pretty much it for Fusions, and this hurts me. Vegeta Family is the last team in Tier 1. Dude, this hurts me so much, bro. Okay, so as a Vegeta Family main, I can tell you right now that we need help. Toshi, listen. Zenkai some units for us, please. We need something. Zenkai Red Vegeta or something. Because the thing is, it's just damage. Nothing else. Like, Ray Chunks can't tank that good anymore. Right? And Maj Vegeta, we value LF at 3 stars. So at 3 stars, he can't really tank either. Purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta cannot tank at all. So it's like, it's just pure offense. And if you mess up, you're dead. There's no cover cut to save you well, Chunks is there, but like, okay, that's one tank. What's that gonna do? Nothing at all. So it hurts me so much.
It mirrors the LF situation. Like, when there were like 5 or 6 LFs in the game, Son Family had like 5 of them, and then there was Vegito, and Vegeta Family had none. Now it's like the same thing with Zenkais, right? Son Family's got everything. Vegeta Family has literally nothing.
Yeah, except Chunks. But Chunks, he doesn't even buff the team. So it's like you're missing out on valuable Z abilities right there. So it's like, and also the biggest thing, I have no idea how Vegeta Family does not have an HP bench, but Ravel Universe does. Like, what? How? Like, just give us an HP buffer, please. At the very least, just give us someone to buff HP. It's been 2 years now.
Yeah,
no HP buffer.
I think the fact that they don't have an HP buffer is indicative of like the devs' decision to not have this team be defensive at all. I don't know. Maybe honestly, I don't like that decision, but that might be the direction they want to move the team in, right?
Actually, that could be true, because they had so many double offensive buffers and no one had any defense, but for some reason they all had sustained damage cut. And you're like, well, why on earth do they have this?
It's like females, but to a lesser degree. It's all offense, and if you get caught, you're dead. Like, it's just that simple.
Poor Majin Vegeta, man.
Yeah, Majin Vegeta.
Dude, I went 25k for him and everything, and I was like, yeah, Z tier unit, OP, my favorite Vegeta ever.
He is really good.
Literally like, 1 month later, he
released too many options that are better than him. That's the problem.
Dude, I can't believe he fell off that fast. Like, it was like 2 weeks after, he was already out of Z tier, then like another 2 weeks out of S tier. So it's like, bro, what was the point?
Yeah, they released him, and then they're like, oh, by the way, Zenkai 18, have fun.
Oh, by the way, Zenkai Namek Goku to replace him on Saiyans.
It's like the show. His limelight is like couple of minutes, and then Goku takes over.
He's still really good, but like his teams, like he just got replaced, or his teams are just bad. You guys don't want to go through like tier 2, right?
You could just briefly mention like one sentence.
What is it?
Excuse me.
GT's tier 3.
Yeah, forget it. No, we don't need to see tier 2. Who the hell cares about anything
it's
after? Who
Super
cares?
Saiyans, and movies. That's really
Tier 2, more like tier poo. Who cares? The rest of them don't
The sad
matter.
thing is, movies has been getting a lot of support recently too. But
yeah, but they still, dude, the support that they're getting is not. It's like I don't get it. Like they're giving them units, but they're not giving them units to boost attack up in the ranks. They just
need Dragon Fist. That's it. That's all they need. You're done. Bojack's OP. You just need Dragon Fist for the damage dealing, and then that's all. You're done. Z tier.
They should make a movie Golden Frieza.
Yeah, from like the actual Battle of the Gods.
You mean Resurrection F, yeah.
Or that, yeah, so sorry. But
I'm still surprised that didn't they I don't know why they didn't put sagas from the movies. Instead they gave him Resurrection F. Like they isolated it further, and I don't understand why they did that. Like why are
I
you
still
trying
think
to
it's because they want to have two different ones. So in the future when they go back and be like, oh yeah, here's another Golden Frieza, like he's gonna be the one from the movie.
Okay, no, it's just because it's like if they had movies like as a tag when they buff each other, like any character from any movie, but instead they isolated that Frieza specifically to Resurrection F, and it's like, why did you do that?
Well, and they also isolated the Vegeta and the Goku as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I feel like maybe they just weren't thinking 100% with what they wanted to do with it, and they're like, just throw it in there for now.
Oh, Super Warriors.
Hey, yo,
want to talk about
rest
them?
in peace. No, bro. They released, dude. I have no idea why they released only 3 of them, bro. Like I was excited, like finally, Super Warriors. It's about time they got some representation, and just 3 units. That's it. Nothing else. No bench. No nothing.
You're telling me you didn't like
Ultimate
Chaozu,
Chaozu, man. He's carrying the team.
I want to see.
You didn't like that
I honestly
equip?
think that they trolled. Like I honestly think that they decided to troll us like hard with that shit. Like no new Chaozu, but are you equipped for the old one? Like no Zenkai either. It's like, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I thought that they were gonna Zenkai Chaozu as the first EX just to have Super Warriors, but they never did.
They should have. They definitely should have.
They Zenkai'd his equip.
I want to see them because I like it when this game does meme stuff to a certain level. So I want to see them rerun the Ginyu Force event, and you can Zenkai all 6 of them, and then watch them skyrocket back towards the top of the tier list.
Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine the resources? Oh God.
Well, hopefully, like doing the stages, they would drop some of them ideally, right, to assist you or something. Because like their EXs, it's like they have to make it more accessible, like they're doing the more new EX units. So obviously, it'd be like one of those forever events, so you could take your own time, right? Since they've started to introduce that. But that team would just like do such a 180 in value because they were so good when they came out. Just because it was just like boom, take 6 units that all synergize together like perfectly for complete free. Here's a complete team.
You're talking about the Ginyu Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really good when they first came out. Like all 6 on a team, like with Birder.
Yeah.
Birder, Ginyu, and I think who was the third one? Jace.
Raccoon.
Yeah.
Birder, dude, Raccoon was a tank.
He was the tankest unit in the game at the time.
Yeah, he was.
If they rerun that event and Zenkai all 6 of them, but they set it up so you could like take your own pace, right? Like they're doing with this rework.
They have arguably the best equips in the game.
Yeah, but they're so weighted. Oh my God.
Yeah. They're really rough, but if you actually took the time to Z all of those, holy crap. They can put in work.
The one thing I do want to end with, because this video is getting a little bit long, but I do want to say, like, even though we're not really going into depth about tier 2 and below, you could take like Super Saiyans and beat Sun Family very easily. Like, as long as you know what you're doing with the team. Like, we're saying tier 2, yeah, but really it all comes down to how you use the team. And that's really the best thing about this game is like you can go into a match with movies, Super Saiyans, LOE, and you could beat the best team in the game easily. So it's not like tier 2 is so far worse than Z tier where it's like you go into the match already like you're going to lose. Like you can still easily win, and that's I think the best thing about this game, honestly.
It's more like a gauge for how steep the hill is that you got to climb. If you're running Super Saiyans and your opponent is running Zenkai 7 Sun Family, you could win, but I mean,
you're gonna have to do so much more than them to win, though.
Yeah,
for anyone that watched our stream last night, that would be like the Truth versus Toonrami fights.
Oh my god. Talk about that.
About tier 1, right? Would you guys like switch up anything in tier 1? I'm pretty sure Nas said about Rival Universe.
Yeah,
and
that-
ST, but like anything else, you guys would change up.
No, I think everything else looks pretty good, and I even think Rival Universe is pretty good where it's at, just depending on your level of like whale
Skill.
in the game, right? If you like,
Oh
again,
yeah,
if you,
also like
if
you
you
need
have-
stars on these guys.
if you have all the dogs, if you have Champa and Vados, and you have now all 3 Pride Troopers, like, and they're all in the Red Star territory, like Garash.
Wait, what? Huh?
14-star territory, not red star. 14-star, bro.
Like, I would almost be more scared of running up against that Topo Jiren combo than like
dude.
UI
Topo
Goku.
at 14 stars, bro. Oh my god, no.
Yeah. Topo Jiren together is just that's something else. Like they cover so many different bases in the game just with the 2 of them. So
Yeah, the only change I could make, or I could see myself making, is maybe move Future up to S. I still think Future has a really deep team that you can use. Like, there's a lot, like Yellow Trunks, Merge Zamasu, Green Goku, Black, Red Cell. I mean, there's a lot of options, and I feel like that's, having a well-rounded team rather than just 3 really good units is a sign that the team probably deserves to be in S tier. But I could see top of tier 1 for sure.
yeah, that's another one that could be dependent on your level of investment, right? So like, just, if you have the units and they're at the right spot, then it might be better for you. Like these tier lists are all subjective. A good way to like kind of end off a video is like it all depends on what you, the player, have in your character box, right? So if you have a team like any of these teams in like between, I mean, Psalm Family and Psalm Family, but any of the teams in like Z, S tier 1, if you have them way more well established than the teams that are on paper here higher, then that team is still going to be better for you than some of these. So just take this like it's like Ryuden said, it's kind of like a guide or a map, but not necessarily set in stone, right?
Our opinion of the teams or units should not take away from your enjoyment of them. It's just a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, and it's mostly for those people that are interested in the top levels of PvP, right? This list is useful for anyone that wants to play the game in any type of competitive way, but if you're just going on and BSing around in PvE or casually playing PvP with your friends, then, then just summon for the characters you want and throw whoever on your team, right? It doesn't matter for you. Enjoy the game, playing it the way you want to play it. But if you're competitive, then this list will have a lot more valuable information for you.
All right, and I think that pretty much wraps up the team tier list video. If you guys like to check it out for yourselves, head on over to gamepress.gg/dblegends and also check out our guides, analysis, and everything so on about Dragon Ball Legends. But this is me and the crew signing out. We'll see you guys next month for the next installment of the monthly tier list series. This is ZVG alongside Goresh again, Nazarachi, and Ryuden. And
You know what? How about this? Before we close it out, let's leave it with a question. The meta changes rapidly. Let's say, what do you predict is going to be the change in teams by the end of next month? Who do you think? Where do you see different players?
Fusion.
Let us know.
That's a nice question.
Fusions. What?
How do you see things change up? Do you still think Sun Family would be Z tier? Do you think Android's going to take it? Do you see Regen getting a buff up? Tell us what you think is what the tier list is going to change. What do you think the placements are going to change the next month?
I'm
What do
feeling
you see?
Super Warriors. I don't know. Someone tell me. I'm Super Warriors gonna.
I don't know. I was thinking LOE, to be honest, but
I'm feeling movies. Like movies, I could see, Broly movie.
oh yeah, Dragon
anniversary
Fist, man.
coming up. Movies could be, S tier. Probably Z tier, maybe. Who knows?
I'm hoping, for me personally,
Yeah.
movies / GT. I want to see those
Ooh.
two get a big buff.
These two right here.
I'm gonna just fire
Yeah.
a Hail Mary and I'm gonna be like, all right, it's gonna be the Garlic Junior squad. It's gonna be Z2 next month.
Okay.
But that question is more for the audience, y'all. So let us know down in the comments what your thoughts are. What do you think? That's the most important aspect of this.
All right, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Later, everybody.